But when he found he couldn't handle two of them every weekend, and you know how much work he puts into the one he does here and what he's doing in court. So we picked up on that, and a group of the supporters got together, decided to rename it Penticton for Freedom. And we're not right now doing any rallies at all, but all of us are working on our own projects. And my main focus right now is on the kids. Our schools are trying to dumb them down completely, trying to turn them into having dysphoria. And even in our time, we were not really taught critical thinking in school, or even to understand the difference between natural law, common law, and statutory law. A man named Connor Boyack in Utah decided years back, first of all, to start a free market think tank. And the think tank's job was to affect public policy. And they had quite a bit of success with getting legislation changed to make more sense. So he also recognized that kids at a very young age can understand very complex concepts, but they have to be told to them in story form. Short stories to start off with, applying numbers and letters to concepts like the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs in the preschool set. And then moving on to elementary level, 5 to 11-year-olds. The first book in that series is called The Law. How many of you know about Friedrich Bastard's book, The Law? Oh, not as many as I thought. David Lindsay actually had that book republished. It's about rights coming from God, God-given natural rights, and the law should be based on protecting those rights, if there's any law at all, because those laws are natural. We own them. We are free people, and we have rights that come with us when we're first born. But that's not recognized by the government, and we know what's happening here, and we know what's happening in the schools. So that whole series is dealing with teaching children things like understanding the law and birthright, and that's the first book in the series. The second book, just as an example, is I won't even do the second book. I'll give you a couple of others. One of the books is called The Creature from Jekyll Island. How many have read the book or know about it? Wow, there are a few. Okay, it's all about the Rothschilds and their buddies getting together and figuring out how to continue to make money by keeping people in debt. And they were the ones responsible for getting the Federal Reserve formed, which has kept them rich as you know what, and everybody in the world in debt. So it explains in there that in simple concepts, when the grandparents say they can hardly afford to live anymore, and they're taught about the concepts in The Creature from Jekyll Island. Then there's a series of storybooks. So the 5 to 11-year-olds are single stories, single chapter. And then you get into chapter books, and the chapter books are called Choose Your Consequences. Multiple stories in one book, and at the end of each chapter, the reader has the option to choose where they're going to go next based on using informed risk concepts to make decisions, always asking them to use critical thinking. And the next series that was produced is a hardcover one, and it includes things like Beware Your Bias and how to recognize fallacies. And it also has true heroes, true villains, and inspiring entrepreneurs in the series. And the more recent one, which has just been put out this year, includes several books. It's got 14 in the set. One of them is called Mediocrity. 40 Ways Government Schools Are Failing Today's Students. And with what's going on in our schools, we can recognize everything in there as happening right here in Canada. And it also includes reverse psychology thinking in part of the series, with how-to books like How to Destroy Your Country, How to Destroy a Currency, and and then on the other side, how not to suck as an individual. Anyway, come over, talk to me. I bring the books in bulk during the Black Friday sale so that I can actually provide you with prices that almost always beat what the price is on the website. In US dollars, I can usually provide them at the Canadian dollars for the same number because I buy in bulk at that time. And there's any of the proceeds that may be net after that are all being donated toward getting more books into independent schools. So come and talk to me. Yes.